Thursday the 27th of July, and it's nearly 25 past 8, definitely nearly 25 past 8. Day 6. Let's see what the Pennine Way throws at us today. Destination today is Hawes. Catch up with you later. Got the date wrong, didn't I? Thursday the 25th of July. Someone ought to get onto the council about this. I mean, really. Just about finding my rhythm now. So, as I was saying in yesterday's video that I posted, yesterday was a novelty because I got the campsite early. I got the end of the day. It's the first time I've been on a campsite, but I got to the campsite early, 5 o'clock. Which meant I had plenty of time to get me things organised and get an early night. What I didn't mention is that there was also a dry room. So I also got to dry me wet, sweaty clothes and socks, etc. Which was nice. Other reflections on last night. So I went at the pub. Barman, lovely fella. So I had 2 Cokes in the pub, and I got some chips as well. And the barman's a big bloke. He looked fit, tall and fit, kind of stereotypical what you'd imagine a farmer to look like, but I don't know if he was a farmer. Probably not. He was probably a landlord. And yeah, he's done the 3 Peaks 3 times, walked the 3 Peaks challenge 3 times, and he's run it once as well. And he said when he ran it, it killed him. He says he's never done the Pennine Way, but he's always wanted to. So he was nice, very nice to me about that. So yeah, if you ever go to Horton, Ribblesdale, go to that pub. I can't remember the name of it. It's a lovely pub. I was going to say something else about that. Oh yeah, the barman. So he's got the thickest of Yorkshire accents that I've heard yet on this journey. Best way I can describe him, bear in mind I'm kind of making the effort to speak a little bit more clearly than usual right now, pronounce words a bit more clearly than I usually do. So I think people often don't understand me because I've got a deep voice and I mumble. Anyway, he's the Yorkshire version of me. So there was a couple of times he said something and sort of like, you know, you say something and then you laugh. And then I was just like, yeah. But anyway, it was nice to meet him. That's about as exciting as last night got. And this is the order of the day so far. I'm pleased I got some good shots yesterday. Things look a bit more real today. Later. Given that I'm recommending that pub, I ought to be a bit more specific because there's 2 pubs, I think, in Yorkshire, in Horton and Ribblesdale. I'm sure they're both lovely. I've never been to the other one, but this one, although I can't remember the name off the top of my head, is the one that is next to the campsite. I've also just realised I've been waxing lyrical about the pub, but I haven't mentioned the campsite. Well, I have mentioned the campsite, but I haven't specifically recommended it. I am now recommending the campsite. I took a video of it when I went in so you can see the name of it. I think it's the only one. Really good campsite. I think it was about £8. I suppose it depends how much luxury you want. So interpret that how you will, but perfect if you're coming here for, you know, the outdoors. And I think, like I say, it was about £8. The showers, there's a dry room. Horton and Ribblesdale, there's a train station here. It's on the Settle to Carlisle Railway, so you can get the train places if you want, like Leeds even if you want. Obviously you're on the Yorkshire 3 Peaks, right in the heart of it, so recommend the campsite. Hello! Somewhere in yonder direction, somewhere, and something I would have definitely got a shot of today is the Ribblesdale Viaduct. Famous viaduct, you can go and look it up, but worth going to see. Now where there's a viaduct, there's a railway. And where there's a railway, there's a station. And sometimes where there's a station, there's a pub. And all of these things come very nicely together at Ribblehead. Can anyone guess the name of the pub? The station. And it's it's an inn. You can stay. It's a station inn, and there's a bunkhouse you can stay in. But my favourite thing to do, and I've done this a couple of times, is to go there and just wild camp round the back, and then you can go into the pub, and then you can go into your tent, and you're right in the thick of all of this there. I would say even more so than at Horton in Ribblesdale, because it's wild. Ribblehead is Ribblehead's and the station pub and the viaduct is in the middle of nowhere, and it's a very unique place. So I mean, I've been there a couple of times with Molly and camped there. I had heard that you can't do that anymore, that the national park or some authority had come down and said, sorry, you're not allowed to do this anymore, apparently because some people were leaving a trace, making a mess and whatnot. But then I've heard the opposite since, so I don't know, maybe you can still go there. I hope you can. Ribblehead. I'm going to try and sell Ribblehead to you a little bit more. I should say for the record as well that it wasn't my idea to go there. It was Molly's. I realise I'm citing Molly more and more, but credit where credit's due. I think it's somewhere that she used to go with her family quite a lot. They obviously couldn't afford a holiday to Spain. Right, so, I mean, we like camping. If you camp at Ribblehead, try and imagine. Obviously, I said about there's a viaduct, there's a railway. Well, where there's a railway, there's trains, isn't there? And you get the commuter trains going across, and you get the big freight trains going across, like right past the hotel. I mean, the hotel pub is literally right next to the railway. But the railway is a little bit up, so it's built up on where the viaduct is. I hope I'm making sense. And you also get the occasional steam train as well, I think, going past. Now, especially when it's getting dark and you, I don't know, relaxing of an evening or you're going to bed, and you're aware of your surroundings. Like, it's bleaker than this. Blee Moor is the name of the moor next to it. Even the names sound quirky. And there's a tunnel, a railway tunnel goes through the hills after Blee Moor, Blee Tunnel. Big long one. It's just atmospheric. I'm just trying to say it's atmospheric. You can hear the trains going past at night, and I remember once could hear like helicopters and planes taking off at a nearby like air base. I don't know if it was Catterick or something, but it's atmospheric. Yeah, so I feel like if I'm going to do these videos, I can't walk through here without trying to sell Ribblehead, without giving Ribblehead some respect. Even though you can't see the bugger. Right, so to come full circle with this, because why not? All of that is set against the backdrop of the aforementioned gargantuan viaduct. Quick disclaimer. Obviously, a lot of these places that I'm talking about, a lot of people will know already, or will have been to, probably many times, probably know them better than I do. But if I didn't talk about the places I was going through, this would be a video of me walking in the fog. Go talk about something. But if you're out like me, maybe you're a bit sad and you actually like watching or listening to people talk about places that you love or going places that you love. So if I go somewhere and I love it, first thing I do when I get home is stick YouTube on and watch other people going there. Several videos of other people going to the same place I've just been. That's what I do when I'm bored. So you're welcome. Stick to the truth. I don't do it when I'm bored. When I'm bored, I actively do that. It's better than watching EastEnders. Oh, yeah. Aye, so when I get home, don't bother us for a month, because I've got a month booked out. I'm just going to watch people doing the Pennine Way over and over again. Alright. Just for clarity, I'm going to watch videos of people doing the Pennine Way over and over again. What I'm not going to do is pick a spot, say Tan Hill, rock up with my deck chair and a flask, maybe it's a camera, and watch people doing the Pennine Way, walking past Tan Hill for a month. Go on, lad! That sort of thing. That's not what I meant. I wonder if there's anyone who does that. I haven't seen anyone yet. But imagine if it was like the Great North Run. You wouldn't have to carry any food. Just people handing out glasses of water and oranges and... Go on! Reality. Go on, nearly there! We only got 150 miles to go! Go on! Put my jacket on because the rain started to mean business. So it's difficult to do videos when it's raining like this because the touch screen goes all pear-shaped. Right, so I'm just going to do this video now and then put my phone away for a while. So all I'll say is that today, for me, has been, so far, the easiest day so far. Now I don't know if that is generally the case for everyone, or if it's because I had a good breakfast and an extra bowl of chips last night after my tea. Maybe that's it, but it's just you know, it's not being too demanding at all, really. And I don't think there's going to be much more to show you. I've given you a flavour of today. It's this. Sooner or later, I believe I'm going to reach a plateau, and then eventually, shortly after that, start descending towards Hawes. Maybe I'll catch up with you there. Toodaloo. It was a bit weathery up there, but at last the clouds are breaking. What can I say about Hawes? So whilst the area where the Yorkshire Three Peaks are gives you the dramatic side of the Yorkshire Dales, I would say Hawes gives you the more quintessential. The Wensleydale cheese factory's here. I don't think you get much more quintessential than that. I've never stayed here. It's one of those places I've always passed through, sadly. I would like to come and stay here one day. I was obviously going to stay here today, but 1:20, I'm having a laugh. I'm going to be heading for the hills again, specifically that one, Great Shunner Fell. So I will stop at the pub, have a coke, decide if I'm going to pick any bits and pieces up at the shop or anything. But it's not even out. It's 1:30. I'm going to be there by 2 o'clock. There's not much point stopping there, so we'll keep going. So I'm moving pretty fast today, and I just thought I'd say that on one hand it's a bit of a shame to blitz through here, because I mean, I know this is a beautiful area, and it's the only time I've ever passed from, well, where I've been today. It's the only time I've been on that particular path and done this pass over. And I know it would have been lovely to see some scenery up there, but obviously it was foggy and wet. Anyway, what I'm saying is, when you've got the energy, when the factors are that you've got the energy and the weather was like that, you might as well just blitz through, because what else are you going to do? Sit and look at the fog. So it's just the way that was. But fingers crossed, the weather might be looking up for later. What will be magic is if we get up Great Shunner Fell and then the sky's clear. That would be lovely. So yes, I have heard that there's a few people that I've bumped into along the way, and the general consensus is that this area here and the next section as well, like particularly up onto Great Shunner Fell and over to Keld and then Tan Hill, is one of the best bits. So, well, we'll either blitz through it in the fog, or we'll see some nice views, right, or get lost and wind up in Barrow Furnace. Carl's worth a mention. I was just walking along the path and he said hello, stopped us and said hello, Pennine Way, because it's obvious. I won't repeat the things that he was saying about his journey that he's had, but it was funny. And I'm expecting to get eaten. Apparently I'm going to get eaten alive by horseflies in the next couple of days. He also had broke his leg within the last year. He's broken his leg. So he's soldiering on. Well done, Carl. That's happening. So I'm laughing at Carl because he was funny, but he's also reminded us that I've got a long way to go, and also of mind over matter. Right, so that's hawes done. In and out. I had a nice scream. Once I had a nice scream, didn't need a coke. No dilly-dallying about. Caved. But I figured I'd be able to top my water bottle up here, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to once I get up onto Great Shunner Fell. Don't know where I'll next get water. But I'm definitely coming back to this pub. Let's get this show back on the road. So I've been like, every day I accumulate rubbish in the back of this pouch, and I offload it obviously where I can. And I was sat outside that pub drinking my coke, and I know I was going to go and put it in the bin over the road, but it was literally bursting at the top, like bulging. You couldn't get anything else in it. So I took me pile of wrappers, cheese wrappers, plastic bags I don't need anymore, little plastic bags that I had jerky in, and used blister plasters into the pub. Stood at the bar with this little treasure trove in my hand, and the landlady was the only person behind the bar at the time was the landlady, and she was saying to some new customers, it's an inn, and she was going, so what room number did you say you were, madam? And I was like stood there, and she turned to me and she said, I'll be with you in a moment. And then the young lad came back in who was serving us earlier. He says, you alright mate, how can I help you? I says, oh, do you mind if I put me rubbish in your bin? I said, I've tried to use the bin over the road, but it's chocker and I can't get anything in it. And you should have seen the landlady's face. Like, so he helped, he improvised. I told him he probably didn't want to pick up what I had in my hand, because there was blister plasters there. Wait a minute. Yeah. Because obviously, this is the second time it's happened on this trip. I've gone to give someone my rubbish and I've said, whoa. Because he went to get it, just went to grab it because he was being helpful. And I said I wouldn't touch that, got blister plasters, and the landlady nearly threw up. And then he tried to pick the bin up off the floor, but obviously it wasn't practical to do that. And then there was a bit of a commotion. And the fellow at the bar sat at the stool, said, just get him to put it on the fire. And then I said, well, maybe I shouldn't because there's like plastic bags. But the lad improvised and he came back with like just a little bit of cardboard. Just put it on there, mate. So I put me gloop on his bit of cardboard. And away I went. Whew. I started the climb now up Great Shunner Fell. This is going to be a 500 metre climb, nearly. I'm either going to get to the top and camp on the top of Great Shunner Fell, or I'm going to keep going and find somewhere up there to camp anyway. Now, Hard Raw Force waterfall is near here, very near here. I don't know if I go past it, but if I do, I'll take a photo. Sorry that story took ages to tell. I was put off my stride by the chap back there. Oh. By the way, disclaimer, if the people working in the pub had said put your rubbish on the fire, then it would have gone on the fire. I just didn't want to assume it was okay because the fella propping up the bar said it was. See, now I feel bad on the fella at the bar because he was basically just trying to help. He was a nice man who was trying to help. It's just the way I handled the situation at the time. Back to Carl and the horseflies. He says he got bitten on the back of his leg, at the bottom of the back of his leg, by a horsefly. It was bleeding, it was an open wound. He said before he could get to it, a load of other horseflies were all in there feasting on it. Obviously I had a good chuckle at that. So I might be laughing now, but I could find myself in the very same situation before long. Hope not. It was 3 attempts to get the tent up, put it in the right direction, because I've never put it up in the wind so bad before. Now the wind's died down considerably, but it was pretty windy when I put it up. This is the top of Great Shunner Fell. This is home for the night. Got me tea on. It is nearly 7:30. Same old really. I'm going to eat that. I'm going to get in my tent. I'm going to read, I think. Read and then go have an early night. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be a bit of a man on a mission tomorrow. Basically, the next official route stop will be Tan Hill. But I've got a feeling that now I've got a bit of a head start on myself, that tomorrow Tan Hill's going to be too easy. So the only place really after that's Middleton and Teesdale, which is miles away from here. But I don't think I'm going to stop at Tan Hill. So it's looking like I'm probably going to mission it to Middleton and Teesdale tomorrow. Right, I'm going to have my tea. Tea's just cooking in the back there. Hope you can hear alright because it's windy. You can see, I hope, that the sun is peeping through in places down in the valley, even on some of the tops. So my logic, what I'm hoping, is that when I get up in the morning, if not before, this will have lifted and we'll get beautiful views. And what people say is potentially the best bit of the Pennine Way, we might get it at its best. That's what I'm hoping. You never know, it might even clear tonight. It does look like it's lifting a bit. I'm lifting. So if I'm a good boy, because I've got here at a reasonable time, I mean it took us ages to get my tent up, but it's only definitely 25 to 8 at 19:35. I'm going to eat this and I'll have an early night, and then, well, I'll hopefully have an early morning. I need an early morning really because I've got a long day tomorrow. I'll probably end it here then. So day 6, wasn't it? Day 6 was a good one. Finished on Great Shunner Fell.